now tuned in
You are now tuned into
to the realest show on YouTube with your host, the Angryman.
Yeah, we back in the building yet again. Back in here with all you kiddies. About to get into this topic as soon as I get my lights right. Yo, shout out to my man D-Rock Den in the building. He said, let's go. Shout out to Lim Hendricks. He said, salute AM. What's going on, fam? So, we got a lot to talk about. I guess the first thing I want to talk about at what point are you naysayers, non-believers, and detractors gonna realize the truth? Like, when is that gonna happen? Like, I'm really interested to see how long these individuals can live in this delusion that they're living in. So, last night, I briefly spoke about the TikTok ban. And I explained why it was going to go dark, which it did. I continue to stay up late and chop it up with my man Will and Raw about this topic. I talked about the ramifications of TikTok going dark. I talked about how there were so many people that depended on TikTok for income. So many people that built their businesses around TikTok. I talked about how taking away TikTok, whether you like it or not, sets a dangerous precedent and is a violation of our First Amendment rights. I noticed yesterday that there were quite a few people that were putting out videos where they felt very distraught, very saddened, even to the degree where there were people that were making very heartfelt TikToks that they could not even make it through without crying, without tearing up, without getting emotional. Now, I wasn't really in my feelings about TikTok going dark. I hadn't really thought about it. But there's something that I noticed last night once I was finished live streaming. One of the things that I do is once I'm finished live streaming, I might start chilling. And if I start chilling, I'll pick up my phone and I'll start scrolling. And last night I wasn't able to scroll. I wasn't able to scroll on TikTok. So I went over to, I guess, the next best thing, which is Instagram. Just wasn't the same. It was not the same. And something happened that I wasn't counting on. I found myself sad that I couldn't scroll on TikTok. I found myself sad and disappointed. Now, I was amazed. that I felt this way, right? So, not finding any, you know, reprieve, I guess, in using other apps, I just went ahead and went to sleep. I went to sleep early this morning. So I went to sleep really early this morning. So because I went to sleep early this morning, in order to get the rest that I needed, I decided to just go ahead and sleep in, not try to operate off of 5 hours of sleep. So I just went ahead and went to sleep. And, then I woke up and I'm not expecting to be able to use TikTok. So I'm looking on YouTube and, just kind of chilling or whatever. And something told me to just click on TikTok to see if it's still showing that message, right? So I clicked on TikTok. And when I clicked on it, right, I was greeted with this message right here. Let me zoom in so y'all can see. I was greeted with this message right here. It said, "Thanks for your patience and support. As a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the US. You can continue to create, share, and discover all the things you love on TikTok." The moment I saw that message, I hit the little button, and the first video I saw was Charlie Kirk talking about TikTok being back and how Trump basically came through in the clutch. And I said to myself, damn, Charlie Kirk, I never thought I'd be so happy to see your weird-shaped head on TikTok. I immediately jumped up and I said to my wife, I said, TikTok is back. That's my motherfucking president. I don't care what none of you Negroes say. You will never be able in my lifetime to tell me Trump ain't shit. You'll never be able to do it. That man is one day from the inauguration. He's already won. And this will be his second term. So he can't run again. So he has absolutely no reason as a politician to do this for you. I need you to understand that. He is one day from taking the oath of office for his second term that he's already secured. He didn't have to do this. He didn't have to do it. Now some of y'all might say, what did he do? Basically, what he did is he promised to sign an executive order that will be retroactive so that nobody can find TikTok or find the businesses that provide services for TikTok, right? Giving it a 90-day extension. So for the next 90 days, TikTok will be up and running and in full effect. And I would imagine that giving it a 90-day extension, by the time the 90 days is up, good old DJT, good old DJ Trump will be back in office, mixing and scratching the way he did before. And he'll fix it. He'll fix it. This is the first time in my life that we have ever had a president that actually gives a fuck about what the people give a fuck about. And I look on TikTok and I see some of you suckers running around here talking about Biden. Say Biden didn't do shit. He tried to tank it. Him and the rest of his cronies. And then you got other folks running around talking about some, I'm tired of all of this Donald Trump love. Like, come on, like, seriously? Y'all doing a little too much thanking Donald Trump. Y'all just refuse to give that man credit for anything. Y'all just refuse. Y'all refuse to give the man credit where credit is due. Donald Trump saw all of the people that were upset. He saw all of the Americans, the countless Americans, the 170 million or so Americans that frequent TikTok every day. He saw them upset. He saw them distraught. And like a true president, he did something about it. Do you know what that means in this day and age? Do you have any idea how many people he just saved as far as their income? At the very least, they got another 3 months to make money until somebody figures out how to fix this long term. And you know, then you got like all of the people that want to come out the woodwork with their conspiracies. Oh, I saw a link where you could connect your Facebook to TikTok. They must have sold it to Facebook. The algorithm is different. I'm not getting the same video. Like all of this conspiracy crap. There's even some of them that want to say Donald Trump did this so that he could save it at the last minute and be a hero. There's only one problem with that. Why the hell would Joe Biden co-sign that? Why the hell would Joe Biden, as much as he can't stand Trump, why would Joe Biden sign that into law knowing that he's giving Donald Trump an opportunity to look like the people's champ? Because that's what he looked like right now. That's what he been looking like. This man saved TikTok on the eve of his inauguration. He about to walk back in the White House a reigning champ. I'm telling you right now, I don't care what none of you pro-bliggity black Negroes that swear up and down he's racist. I don't care about you lefties that want to call him misogynist. I don't care what none of you niggas say. Donald J. Trump is hands down the greatest president of our time. And by the way, Dave Chappelle, I saw you on Saturday Night Live talking about Jimmy Carter and how Jimmy Carter was a great man because he went to Palestine or somewhere and he didn't have no security. Jimmy Carter was one of the worst presidents that ever existed. The only reason I can't say he's the worst is because we got Joe Biden. And I'm going to tell you the truth, Dave Chappelle. A lot of times you say stuff that have me side-eyeing you, bro. Because you too intelligent to be saying some of the stuff you be saying, bruh. You too intelligent for that. And then you said, regardless regardless of who voted and all of this, Trump, you're gonna be president. Just do better this time. Do better? What the hell did he do wrong last time? What did he do wrong last time, Dave Chappelle? You niggas sound crazy. And then y'all got the nerve to wonder why we're constantly canceling celebrities. Because we sick of y'all, man. We sick of y'all. We know what y'all about. Y'all go to the highest bidder. Your beliefs, your ideology is for sale all day, every day. I'm gonna tell you right now. I swear to God, bro. I swear. I am so sick of the revolution will not be televised ass niggas. I am so sick of these armchair revolutionaries that ain't gonna do shit but sit around and be a damn puppet for the Democrat Party. How the hell you a revolutionary and you a puppet for the Democrat Party? How? Running around here talking about Donald Trump is scamming and man, I don't think I have ever been this disgusted in my life with the American public. Well, the portion of the American public, because y'all got to keep this in mind. I want y'all to keep this in mind. I want you to understand this. A lot of the people they put on TV, they be talking all that Trump derangement syndrome bullshit. They represent a very small portion of the American public. They just have a louder voice because they keep putting them in front of us, trying their best to gaslight us into believing that everybody can't stand Trump. We know it's bullshit. We know it's bullshit. Last night, Trump arrived to D.C. and they got fireworks. Now, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be dead wrong about this. I don't remember a president going to D.C. the night before the inauguration and them having fireworks. Now, I'm not saying they've never done it. I'm just saying I've never seen it. I'm just saying I've never seen it. I'm just saying I've never seen it, right? Have y'all seen that? Like, let me know I'm not crazy. Somebody let me know. If it's happened before, let me know. I don't think I've ever seen that. I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew I wasn't crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that. And here's what y'all don't understand, right? Some of you anyway. Some of you will be like, well, come on, Angryman, it's just an app. No, wasn't just an app. Wasn't just an app, man. You got to grasp this. You got to understand this. You got to understand it, man. It wasn't about the app. It was about the precedent. It was about the precedent. The vast majority of Americans did not want TikTok to be banned. I don't think I saw any Americans that weren't politicians that was calling for it to be banned. I don't remember seeing any regular, everyday Americans, regardless of what their political leanings were, whether you were on the left or the right. I didn't see no Americans saying they wanted it banned. But I saw plenty of Americans crying out like, no, we don't want it banned. And in spite of the people voicing their concerns, making it crystal clear, congressmen set up in the halls of Congress and wrote a law to ban it. And then voted on that law and passed it. And then Joe Biden signed it into damn law. That means that that shit made it through Congress. It made it through the Senate onto his desk and he signed it, which basically meant all of them that advocated for it, that drafted it, that voted for it, that signed it, basically said to the American people, y'all can kiss our ass. We don't care what you want. That's not how this damn country's supposed to run. That ain't how it works. If the vast majority of us want something to go a certain way, it is the responsibility of our elected officials to make that shit happen. Not do what the hell they feel like doing because they feel it's in their best interest financially. And there is no other presidential candidate. There is no other president-elect. There is no other president that would have had the balls to say, nah, y'all bugging. Congress, you bugging. Senate, you bugging. Current president, you bugging. Supreme Court, you bugging. That ain't what the American people want. And we gonna fix this shit. There's no other president that would have did that, bruh. If Joe Biden got another term, your TikTok wouldn't be working. If Kamala would have got elected, your TikTok wouldn't be working. And you don't think about what's next. If that one goes, what's next? It's about the precedent that's being set. This is the first time in history that the people really have a voice. You had a continuing resolution, one of the last acts of this current Congress, 1,500 pages. The people said, hell no. Called, emailed. Speaker Johnson pulled it from the floor. They whittled that shit down to 116 pages and then passed it. That's the way the country's supposed to run. They're not supposed to be doing what they feel like doing. They're supposed to be doing what we want them to do. But these goofy people running around here with their Trump derangement syndrome that they don't even understand is not even an organic feeling. It's kind of like Star Wars. when Qui-Gon Jinn was trying to convince Anakin's slave master that credits will do fine. He said credits will do fine. No, they won't. Credits will do fine. No, they won't. He said, bro, I don't know why you waving your hand around like you some kind of Jedi. I'm a Tridadian. Mind games don't work on me. And you know what? This is what's funny. Every last one of you that fell for Trump derangement syndrome, you know the only thing that shit proves? It proves that you are of a weaker mind. That's all it proves. That's all it proves. It proves that you are more susceptible to programming than other people. You are more susceptible to manipulation than other people. That's all it means. Because half of you run around here screaming, Trump, Trump. You don't even know why you don't like Trump. Because every time somebody does a podcast or does any type of short where they're standing on the street and they ask you why you don't like Trump, you never know. You'll say, oh, because he's racist. Okay, cool. Name some racist that he's done. You can't think of nothing. Because the only reason you think he's racist is because they told you he's racist. The only reason you think he's a crook is because they told you he's a crook. That's the whole reason Juan Merchan, who's probably going to end up getting disbarred and kicked off the bench. The whole reason, have you ever heard of anybody being sentenced for 34 felonies and not getting jail time? You ever heard of that? Have you ever heard of somebody having 34 felonies, they get sentenced, and they don't get jail time? So why did he do it? He did it just so them cackling hens on The View, so Joy Reid and Rachel Maddow and every other crony of the left can sit their ass on TV and call him a felon. That's the only reason they did it. The only reason they did it. Without any regard to the damage that they are doing to the office of the presidency, to the executive branch. They don't care. They'll burn this whole bitch down just because they're sore losers. They don't care if they're messing up the integrity of the office. They don't care about none of that. They just hate him, and they want to be able to sit around and dogpile and shit on him every chance that they get. And then got the nerve to be running around here gaslighting. Like, for instance, so you got the confirmations, right, of the Trump transition team. Now here's the thing that's interesting to me. They're having these hearings before they confirm people like Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, all of them. Don't y'all think these hearings are a little close to the inauguration? Isn't Trump supposed to have his team confirmed and ready day one? Garrick Huff said Trump didn't save anything, just prolonged it. Somebody do me a favor, kick him out of my chat room. Kick his ass out of my chat room. Take your ass to blue sky. Take your ass to blue sky. Because guess what? When Joe Biden got elected, and for the entire 4 years of his administration, guess where Angryman wasn't? I wasn't on a single lefty site. I wasn't in a lefty chat room. I was nowhere near those people. So if you think for 1 second, and you can call this an echo chamber, you can say whatever you want to say, I really don't give a shit. Because see, here's the thing that you lefties love to do, and you'll never be able to do it to me. What you lefties love to do is you love to be biased and unfair and all of that shit. You'll kick people off of your platforms. You'll ban them from your platforms. You'll do everything in your power to silence conservative voices and voices on the right while you're winning. And then when the conservatives get a win or the right get a win, here you come trying to run your mouth, expecting us to be fair with you. Expecting us to be on some, well, it's only fair to let them have their opinion and let them voice their opinion. No, I don't believe in that. There is a cancer in this country, and it needs to be eradicated. It needs to be cut out. That ideology needs to be driven from our institutions of higher learning. It needs to be driven from our media. If this country has a shot in hell at continuing to move forward. You're not going to come over here talking that lefty shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm not going to read it. No. And you can cry all day about freedom of speech. You can have all the freedom of speech you want somewhere else. It's funny how that works, right? You can have all the freedom of speech you want. Go fire up Alive and talk trash about Trump. See how that works out for you. Because it ain't working for nobody else. It ain't working for The View. It ain't working for MSDNC. It ain't working for CNN, the Crying Negro Network. It ain't working for none of them. None of them. Their ratings are in the basement. Their ratings are in the gutter. One big dumpster fire. And if I remember correctly, Comcast, I think they're getting rid of MSNBC. And what is MSNBC doing? They're going to try to double down and try to use Rachel Maddow to get their freaking ratings back up. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. But you lefties, I done peeped the game that y'all play. You play the same game all the time. You lefties are the most intolerant, prejudicial, unfair individuals walking the globe. And the game that you run is you try to hold everybody else to a moral standard that you yourself have absolutely no intention of upholding. And that's how you always get over. That's how you always get over. You always hold the right and the conservatives to a moral standard that your raggedy ass has no intention of upholding yourself. That's the reason why right now, with all of the confirmations, you got them sitting up there talking about are you going to have a list of people that you're going to go after? What? In this country, you're not supposed to have a name first and then look for the crime. You're supposed to have a crime first and then look for the name. Man, go to hell. How you going to sit up there in the confirmation hearing and ask Pam Bondi and everybody else on Trump's team from a moral position not to do the shit you've been doing for the past 4 to 8 years? Are you serious? Now, a clever prosecutor, a clever lawyer would point out the fact. If you think that is wrong and you are that adamant about it, then guess what? It is incumbent upon Pam Bondi to go after y'all. Because if you're sitting up there telling her that she's going to be wrong for going after certain individuals, then guess what? You just created a whole paradox. Because if you're saying she's wrong for targeting certain people because of their political leanings, then you're confirming that you were wrong when you targeted certain people for their political leanings. But Angryman, that's not right. Because if doing that is wrong, then Pam Bondi shouldn't do it. Who did it first? Who did it first? Who broke the mold? Who stepped off the sidewalk? Who started coloring out the lines first? See, it'd be different if what they did wasn't wrong. That'd be different. That would be entirely different. See, the reality is Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, all of them, they can go after those individuals for one simple reason. They will be within the law when they do it. Because a lot of the shit they did, they wasn't supposed to do. They wasn't supposed to do it. But that's what the lefties do. They try to hold you to a standard that they themselves don't even operate within. They behave in very prejudicial ways. They're far from fair, right? But they'll point their finger, they'll wag their finger at you and say, hey, you're not supposed to do that. And then right after they get through wagging their finger, they'll go do the exact thing that they told you not to do. They'll do the exact same thing that they told you not to do. See, the funniest thing about it is exactly Guns and Magnolias. We should cancel them. We should cancel them the way they attempted to cancel us. That's what we should do. That's what we should do. Like, for instance, I'll give you a prime example of what I mean. I'll give you a prime example of what I mean when somebody is being unfair, but then they want you to be fair, right? I'm sitting there watching a video on TikTok today, and it's the chick saying, so I just heard what Trump said about child support and filing taxes. But are you telling me that just because a guy is on child support, he has the right to file the children, right? And so my wife heard it and she said to me, she said, yeah, I'm confused about that. So if a dude only pays $35 in child support, he gets to file the kids? I jumped up. I said, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Now, if a dude pays $35 a month in child support, and then he's able legally to turn around and file the children at the end of the year, is that fair? No, but who gives a shit? Who cares? I don't. I don't care. I wouldn't care if he paid $1 a month. If the law says that he gets to file the kids, then he gets to file the kids. But Angryman, all of these women, they won't be able to get the large sums of money they get back for child support. Good. Good. When Donald Trump put out on Truth Social that the women who have men on child support shouldn't be allowed to file the children on their taxes, the man that's on child support should. I did this. It's about time. It's about time. It's about time. And guess what? I told my wife this. I said, look, I'm not even on child support no more. Ain't been on child support since forever. But it gives me warm feeling right in here, right up in here. It gives me a warm feeling to know that if Trump implements that, if Trump guarantees that, there's going to be a whole heap of butthurt baby mamas out there. And just the thought of it makes me feel all fuzzy inside. Makes me feel happy. Makes me feel like singing. Makes me feel like dancing. Make me feel good. You feel me? Make me feel good. Some of y'all gonna be like, that's not right, Angryman. That's not right, Angryman. Let's see. Ari Nicole said, what's kind of messed up is that some men don't even pay on time. My daughter be getting 64 and her child's father is supposed to pay 738. So it's not cool. Everyone's situation is different. Yeah, but there's only one problem with that, Ari. There's only one problem with that. Here's where the problem is, right? The problem is when Bill Clinton signed the Deadbeat Act, right? The rules that they applied to child support applied to everybody. Didn't matter what your circumstance was. I know dudes that give money to the woman and she still put them on child support and they still get threatened with being locked up. So while that situation for your daughter is messed up, I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. The only thing that I can really say is it's just like one day I was at my sister's house, and my sister had a neighbor that has, like, I think she got like 5 kids or something crazy like that, right? And what ended up happening is some kind of way her baby's father was able to get custody of his kids, right? So I think like 2 of his kids, he had 2 kids by her. He messed around and got custody. So one day, she comes to my sister's house and she's upset and she's complaining. We're like, what's wrong with you? I just got my check and they garnished it. Look at how much money they took out of my check for child support. Now, even though we know her, me and my sister's boyfriend at the time, we giggled our ass off. We laughed our asses off. We thought it was the funniest shit in the world. And the reason why we thought it was the funniest shit in the world, because as men, we are sick and fucking tired of shit being slanted against us unfairly. And in the moment that shit blow back in the other direction, we're supposed to be sympathetic about it. Can't be sympathetic about it. I'm sorry. Can't be sympathetic about it. Can't be. Can't be. Are there going to be some women that didn't do nothing wrong that's going to get screwed over if Trump does that? Yes. But guess what? There are plenty of men that didn't do anything wrong that got screwed over. Shit. Continue to get screwed over. They continue to get screwed over. So, unfortunately, if that situation happens, your daughter, she may not deserve that, but she's gonna end up catching some shrapnel. She's gonna end up catching some shrapnel. And in my humble opinion, it gotta be that way. Because until women start experiencing what men experience, nobody's going to fix anything. Until the women start experiencing the unfair nature of a lot of legislation, ain't nothing going to be fixed. You feel me? So, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is. And look, I feel her pain. Look, some got it worse. My wife, for her 2 children that are grown now, she's never got a day of child support. She's never got a dime of child support. Ever. 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 She said when they first, because the dude they were supposed to get married. They didn't get married. And she said she used to try to work with dude. He wouldn't do shit. She finally, after like a couple of years, she finally decided to try to get child support. That nigga ain't paid a dime. Not one, not one freaking dime, bro. And look, here's the funny thing. When I first met her kids were teenagers, right? Her kids were teenagers. My kids were younger, right? I've never seen that nigga. I couldn't tell you what he looked like. Never seen him. Never seen that nigga. I don't even know what he looked like. I couldn't I couldn't I couldn't I couldn't point him out in a crowd of people. So I get it. But I get it, but but get back to the point. Lefties love to hide behind the shield of you got to be moral. You got to be moral. You got to show morality, right? Lefties love to hide behind that shield, but they themselves don't uphold that shield. They don't uphold the shield of morality, which is why it's so hilarious to watch them try to put the moral standard on Trump. Like, you trying to put the moral standard on Trump, but you yourself are not moral. And you think that we've forgotten the history. These people think that we've forgotten that none of them had a problem with Donald Trump before he decided to run for president. We're not crazy. We remember. What do you think? We think that was an alternate universe? We still got the clips. That's why I'm not surprised to see Snoop Dogg performing at that victory thing last night. I'm not surprised because he was cool with Trump. All of them were. There wasn't a celebrity that wasn't cool with Trump except maybe Rosie O'Donnell. Every other celebrity was cool with Trump. The Donald. That's what they used to call him, the Donald. They was cool with him. But now all of a sudden we're supposed to pretend that we didn't see that. We didn't witness all of that. So actually it was a crypto event last night. Yeah, I know. But it was called a victory something. I forgot. They call it was also called some sort of victory dinner or something like that. And what's going on? We don't got no sponsor for the show today. We need a sponsor on the Cash App side of the game. We need a sponsor on the Cash App side of the game. Yo, shout out to Tall. He said Democrats throw rocks and hide their hands. Shout out to Big Waves. He said the revisionist history is over. Shout out to Yoshi. Yoshi said only people not cool with Trump are women. That you know what? And what's crazy is that's not totally true because there's actually a lot of women that like Trump. Shout out to ESS Munch. He said cook, AM cook. Shout out to Blue Monstrosity. Said here's another thing that's hilarious. Any black artists performing his inauguration are being called sellouts, but Kamala wasn't. F out of here. DJT Nation. Yeah. Shout out to Paul. He said they refuse to give him props because they know they got to dial back all the ish they said about him for years. That's too much unlearning for them. Well, really, it's embarrassing because they don't want to admit that they were wrong. That's all that is. They don't want to admit that they were wrong. They don't want to admit that they were wrong. That's what the problem is. Shout out to Detroit 313. He said, did Trump help Michael Jackson stay at his hotel from Kamala Harris trying to get him prosecuted for false child allegations, yet they bashed Janet Jackson for saying her opinion about Kamala? Yeah. Yeah. Donald Trump was one of the few people that stood up for Michael Jackson when they was trying to accuse him of all of that crap. He also stood up for Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson got accused of a bunch of crap. Shout out to Flex Kid, said family will be intact. AM so proud of our president, MAGA. Shout out to Vanta Black, appreciate you. Shout out to Marcus, said we need a false report act in law. You got that right. And considering what Trump went through, we might get one. Shout out to Theo Waff. Appreciate the membership, bro. Considering what Trump went through, we might actually get one. We might, if look, I'm gonna tell you like this. If anybody creates a false report act, it'll be him. I don't see nobody else doing it. I don't see nobody else doing it. I don't see nobody else having the guts to do it. Are we getting close to another purge? Is that what it is? Are we getting close to another purge? I'm feeling like we might be getting close to another purge. I'm feeling like we might be getting close to another purge. We need some Cash App supporters. We need a sponsor of the show. Shout out to Omar. He said, it's not a sponsor, but I got you, bro. Trust. I appreciate you, fam. Now, I actually, you know what? There's actually a video that I was going to review, and I thought I wouldn't get the opportunity to review it because TikTok went down. But now that TikTok is back up, I can actually review the video. And I believe this video proves what I'm saying about the ridiculousness, because all of the unfairness that all of the unfairness that men have been enduring for years, it has created a ridiculous level of entitlement. And I'm going to show you a video of the entitlement that I'm talking about. Shout out to Robert. He said, for the big wrench.
Here we go again. $100 boss up. Going down. Stack up and match up.
Yo, Robert, I need you to say something in the chat so I can get you the big wrench, bro. Say something in the chat, fam, so I can get you right. Where's Robert at? Yo, if you want the big wrench, bro, you got to say something so I can get you right. Okay. All right, so let's check out this video, and I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about when it comes to the entitlement. So let's check this video out. This is a video about a young lady that is complaining about being a single mama, right? A single mother. You feel me? Okay, hold on. I got you, bro. Give me 1 second, because I think you're on the other channel. Give me 1 second. You feel me? Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my man his wrench real quick. There we go. All right. So like I said, and shout out to Tracy, said Trump got TikTok running, now what? Facts. All right, so we're going to check out this video. Hold on, let me get right. So we're going to check out this video. This video is actually going to be Exhibit A. Prime example of what I mean by entitlement. Now watch this. Check this out real quick.
I'm really just up because I need somebody to talk to. Like, this single mom shit is starting to get to me. Okay? It's starting to get to me. So I had to compose myself because I'm literally keep crying. Like, y'all, this shit is so fucking hard. Every time I feel like I'm doing good, I go back. Okay. So boom. Okay. My kids.
Now, let me say this, right? I'll be scrolling through TikTok and you will be amazed at how many videos I come across of women complaining about how hard it is to be a single mom. Now, what confuses the crap out of me, what confuses the crap out of me, how can you, on one hand, be abrasive, annoying, unable to cohabitate with, but then also complain about having to do the parenting thing by yourself? Those two things don't go together. They don't go together. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's really weird for me because when I was coming up, you know what they used to scream all the time? They didn't need no man. That was the mantra. The mantra was they didn't need a man. They don't need no man. We don't need no man. Right? Now all of a sudden, it's so hard. It's so difficult, right?
Daycare, I just got school readiness like assistance to help. Got school readiness like every time I feel like I'm doing good, I go back. Okay. So boom. Okay. My kids daycare, I just got school readiness like assistance to help, right? So they help me and then turn around like, okay, before that, fuck all that. Before that, I ain't pay my rent. Like my rent ain't even paid. Still ain't paid. And I was like asking my daycare, like, oh, basically, like, oh, can y'all work with me so I can pay my rent and I can pay y'all like next week? No, if y'all don't pay, they can't come on some shit. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So I had no choice but to pay the fucking daycare, or they couldn't go to school because guess why? Guess what? I have to fucking work. Okay, I make $20 fucking dollars. And I'm raising 3 kids. So $20 for 4 people, $20 an hour for 4 people, that's not enough, okay? It's not fucking enough. So
guess what? You're not a person that can operate as a single parent household. This is what's so interesting about this. What's so interesting about this is there used to be a time where women knew I'm not going to be able to do it by myself. And so guess what? They made sure that they were in a relationship. They made sure they kept a relationship. Now here's the argument that a lot of people are going to make in this day and age, right? The argument that they're going to make is, especially the women, they're going to say, well, first of all, being in a relationship with these men, they're hard to be in a relationship with because they do this and they do that and blah, 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 all of that, right? This is what I can't understand. A woman will go to a job every single day for years. And at that job, there'll be a supervisor or a manager, co-workers, hell, even the customers that get on their nerves and they can't stand it. Gets on their nerves. Supervisor gets on their nerves, or the manager gets on their nerves, or they have co-workers that get on their nerves or whatever, right? But because they know they need the job for income, what do? What do? What do they do? They know they need the job for income, so what do? What do? Somebody tell me. Some good soul in the chat room tell me. Oh, there we go right there. There we go right there, David. They deal with it. they deal with it. They deal with it. But for some odd reason, when they get into a relationship with a dude, every little thing that bothers them about that dude, they got to voice their opinion about it. They got to get into arguments with you about it. They got to go back and forth about it. And this is what this is how I look at it, right? With this incident, because I can imagine she's probably just the most pleasant person to be in a relationship with. But this is the way I look at it. The way I look at it is this. Is it possible? Is it possible that if you are in a relationship, you got kids, you know the cost of living is high, you're with a dude, you both got to work, you know both of your incomes is what you need in order to maintain, is it possible for you to shut up, stop nitpicking, stop looking for every little thing to get into a damn argument about, be an adult, and do what you're supposed to do? If not, if you're saying, well, no, I can't do that because it's too unbearable, I can't get along with the nigga, I can't do it. Okay? So if you can't get along with him, you can't find somebody else to partner up with, and you're just by yourself, you just want to be single and free, then shut the hell up complaining. Shut up complaining. You signed up for that. You chose that. You chose it. You signed up for it. You chose it. In other words, as my grandmother used to say back in the day, you made your bed, now you gotta lie in it.
So the school's like, oh, you can either pay the $156 or they can't go. So I paid the $156, and now my rent late, so now I gotta pay like $1,900 for my fucking rent, right? Okay, so now I'm paying the rent late. I'm gonna pay it Friday, and here they go with this New Year's registration fee or some bullshit like that. And keep in mind, I just paid the $156, so that's the weekly school registration that I pay with, you know, like the fucking with the school readiness assistance. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I get to their daycare this morning, and they're like, "Oh, did you know, like, you didn't pay the New Year renewal fee or some shit like that?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, how much is that?" Y'all, $200 something for Ryland, and like $100 something. They're asking me next week to pay almost $400. No. It is $400 because $156 weekly. That's what I pay, and then they're asking me to pay over that. So that's $400 and something that they asking me to pay next week. It's like $478. And I was asking them, like, is there any way that I can make a payment plan? Because, babes, I can't afford that. If I'm on school readiness, why the fuck you think I can afford that, right? Okay.
Because guess what? Those programs don't really help you. Y'all ain't peeped. Y'all haven't peeped the hustle yet. Those programs don't really help you. The only way, look, this is the way those programs work, right? Them programs that y'all run down there to social services to get. This is how those programs work. The only way that program is going to help you is if you don't make no money. The fact that you have a job that pays $20 an hour means that they are not going to pay for all of that for you. They're going to pay a small portion of it, and then you're going to pay the rest. That's how that works. That's the whole point of those programs. The point of those programs is to keep you at a destitute level, because if you attempt to make more money or have a job or whatever, those programs are going to cut you off. So as a person of color, or even a person that's white, it doesn't really matter. If you're at that level, you have to decide. You have to decide if you want welfare or you want to be able to take care of yourself. You got to decide. And in my humble opinion, the best decision to make is to pretend like none of that shit is even available to you. Because if you pretend like none of that shit is available to you, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. As long as you're using that crap as a crutch, you'll remain in that state, because they're always going to make it seem like they're going to help you out or whatever. And then you end up in a situation like this. Now, I have a solution for you. Because if what you're paying in for school and child care or whatever, right? If what you're paying for school and child care is too much and you just can't afford that, in addition to your rent and all of that, because I'm pretty sure you have a multi-room apartment since you have children, right? I got a solution. Would y'all like to hear my solution for her? Since things are so hard for her, she's got to pay $1,900 in rent. She's got to pay $400 to the daycare and all of that. Here's the solution. The problem seems to be you can't afford to take care of children. You can't afford the rent. The rent is too high because you probably have a multi-room apartment. You probably can only afford a one-bedroom apartment. You can't afford to put the kids in school because the fees that you're talking about is just too much for you. So this is what you should do. Give those children to their fathers. Give them to their fathers. You obviously can't afford them. You obviously can't afford to take care of them. Give them to their fathers. Give them to their fathers. But you know what? You're not going to do that. You know why you're not going to do that? Because you know keeping those children with you gives you something you can use to torment them with. Because I'm going to tell y'all something right now, and this is the real deal Holyfield. You'll see countless women complaining about how much it costs to raise children and how hard it is to be a single mother. But all you got to do to get them to stop complaining, if you're around any women, that are single mothers, baby mamas, that's complaining about taking care of their children, complaining about how much shit costs, all you got to say is one thing and they'll shut up. All you got to say is, well, why don't you give them to their father? Bruh, it'll get so silent, you could hear an ant pissing on cotton. It would get so silent, fam. It'll be silent for what will feel like an eternity. And then when they finally open their mouth, when they finally snap out of it and open their mouth, you know what they're going to say? I can't do that. They'll be like, I can't do that. I can't do that. You're right.
So boom, I'm asking like my two older kids, they have a dad, and then Riley, my little one, has a dad. Their dad paid child support, so I don't have to, worry about it. Like I used.
So pause. So let's make sure we understand the situation. Her two oldest are by one dude that pays child support. Her youngest is by one dude. So she got 3 kids, 2 baby fathers. The baby father of the 2 oldest pays child support. The baby father of the youngest, I don't think he pays, right? Watch this.
His money strictly for the kids. Like I put it straight towards her, her tuition and shit like that. It ain't no money, like it ain't no more. Like dad pay child support, so I don't have to, right? Okay, so boom, I'm asking like my two older kids, they have a dad, and then Riley, my little one, has a dad. Their dad pay child support, so I don't have to, worry about it. Like I use his money strictly for the kids. Like I put it straight towards her.
So your oldest two children, their father pays child support, and somehow you still can't afford to live. Does that make any sense to y'all? I feel like there's something being left out of this story. I feel like something is being left out of this story. So she makes $20 an hour, and she has a baby father that pays her child support for two children, and she gets assistance for the tuition or daycare or whatever, and you still can't afford it? Now, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I would say, just maybe, you don't manage your money well. If I had to guess.
Their kids, they have a dad, and then Riley, my little one, has a dad. Their dad pay child support, so I don't have to, worry about it. Like
Every kid has a dad, lady.
use his money strictly for the kids. Like I put it straight towards her, her tuition and shit like that. It ain't no money, like it ain't no more. Like it was only enough to pay for her shit. If I would have been, some shit, and I would have paid Ryland's on with their dad money, and I wouldn't have cared. But I can't, because there's nothing. So I asked her dad, like, oh, can you help me? Like, can you help me? Y'all keep in mind, this nigga wanted the baby. Like, keep in mind, this nigga had my ovulation tracker in his phone. Keep in mind, this nigga planned to get me pregnant. Like, he planned to get me pregnant, knowing I didn't want a third child, because I was already like, it was not hard, but it was going to be hard if I had another kid. Like, I knew I.
So he wanted to get you pregnant. He had your ovulation down because he had the ovulation app in his phone, but you didn't want a third kid. You didn't want a third kid. Why did you have a third kid? Who gives a damn what he wants? That's how y'all operate, right? If you didn't want the third, it's your body, your choice, right? If you didn't want the third kid, why would you have a third kid? If you didn't want, you literally, there are literally women out here right now that's in relationships with dudes, that's married to dudes, and the dude is trying to get the woman pregnant, and he doesn't know she's secretly on birth control. There are women out here that went and tied their tubes, and the dude don't know it. But you want us to believe that that man wanted to have a kid with you. You didn't want a third kid, and you had one anyway. Okay.
I wouldn't be able to afford having 3 kids. And guess what? I had a third kid. Okay, y'all gonna be like, oh, you should use protection, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all opinions. Y'all not me. Y'all don't know the fucking life I live. I don't give a fuck.
And that's why you're in the situation that you're in right now. That's why. Bruh, the level of entitlement is through the roof. The level of entitlement is through the roof. So let me get this straight. You know that we're going to say you shouldn't have had a third kid, you should have used protection, but you don't give a fuck what we think. Then why the fuck should we care about what you going through? Why should anyone care about what you going through? That's your problem now. You don't want to listen to nobody. That's the main problem. You wouldn't even be in this. You wouldn't even be in this situation if you wasn't. It's just like my grandmother used to say. You wouldn't even be in this situation if you wasn't so hot in the pants. If you wasn't so fast in the ass, you wouldn't be in this situation. Matter of fact, hey, guess what? I put a comment in her comment section. Y'all want to know what I said? Y'all want to know what I said in the comment section? Press 1 if you want to know what I said in the comment section. I said, you don't need a man. You got this, champ. I believe in you. LOL. Nah, you don't need a man. You got this, champ. I believe in you. I'm rooting for you.
So I don't care. I don't care. So I asked him for help, and he's asked every fucking excuse. Y'all keep in mind, I was struggling last year. Like, it was like one point of last year I was struggling. I didn't get none of my taxes. The girl ran off. Like, the girl who's supposed to be my best friend, she took the money. I don't know if she took it or somebody took it, but I don't have it. And so
did you just admit to the whole world that you let somebody else file your kids? Y'all didn't catch it, did you? How many of y'all, press 1 if y'all caught it. Press 1 if y'all caught what she said. She just admitted she let somebody else file her kid. That's illegal, ma'am. You know that, right?
none of my taxes. The girl ran off. Like, the fucking life I live, I don't give a fuck. So I don't care. I don't care. So I asked him for help, and he's asked every fucking excuse. Y'all keep in mind, I was struggling last year. Like, it was like one point of last year I was struggling. I didn't get none of my taxes. The girl ran off. Like, the girl who's supposed to be my best friend, she took the money. I don't know if she took it or somebody took it, but I don't have it. And so I told him to file our daughter, you know, because me and him was on good terms. Like, I thought we were. So I asked him, like, to file her. He like, okay, cool, this, that, and third. He files our daughter, y'all. Tell me why he files her. Months go by, and I'm not hearing nothing. Nothing. Like, no money. Like, he's knowing I need it because I can't afford this apartment. Because this apartment is like $1,700. And he like, oh, when I get it, I'm going to give it to you. It was like, he got back like almost $4,000 for her, y'all. He don't work. So when the money came, he threw it up in my face and laughed and told me that he wasn't giving it to me and he used it for drugs. Like,
embarrassing.
He used it for money for himself and shit like that. Y'all, not one time last year, maybe one time, but he never fucking helped for her daycare. He is a diaper and wipe dad. That's what.
So let me make sure I understand this. You wanted him to file your kids. He got $4,000 back, didn't give you the money, didn't give you none of the money, laughed at you. I mean, legally, he doesn't have to give you the money. And you said he doesn't work. If he doesn't work, how was he able to file taxes? Did y'all catch that? If he doesn't work, how was he able to file taxes? There's a lie in here somewhere. There's a lie in here somewhere. If there's a couple of questions. One question is, if he doesn't work, how was he able to file taxes? That's number one. Number two is, why the hell would you let a dude skeet in you raw and get you pregnant if he ain't got no job? Does that make sense to anybody? Why would you get pregnant by a dude that ain't got no job? And the funny thing about it is she can't afford none of that, but she can afford them freaking eyelashes. Did you notice that? She can afford them eyelashes though, right?
Type of nigga he is. He's a diaper and wipe dad. And y'all, I swear to God, when me and him was
a diaper and wipe dad. So basically, he does buy something. Cause you trying to make him seem like a deadbeat. Sound like to me he buy diapers and wipes. Diapers ain't cheap.
He never fucking, he is a diaper and white dad. That's what type of nigga he is. He's a diaper and white dad. And y'all, I swear to God, when me and him was together, when I just had my 2 kids, before his daughter came, the nigga did everything. I'm talking about he helped me with everything. Like,
stop the presses. 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 So when he was with you before you got pregnant by him, you had 2 kids by another nigga. You're admitting, you already admitted that the other dude pays child support. So one could argue that while the other dude was paying child support, you was probably using that money for something else while this new dude was taking care of his 2 kids. And now that he has a kid by you, he doesn't do anything for his actual kid, but he was taking care of your 2 kids that's by another nigga. Yo, I could call this with my eyes closed. Y'all want to know what this situation is? Y'all want to know what this situation is? Y'all want to know what this situation is? What the situation is he probably was a decent dude, got with her, was helping her with her 2 kids, and she did something to that nigga. She did something to that nigga that pissed him off. She did something to that nigga that pissed him off, because for him to move like that, I'm a file the taxes, I'm gonna keep the money, and then laugh in her face. She had to do something to that Negro. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. If he spent a bunch of time taking care of them 2 kids that wasn't his, and now she's asking him to take care of the one that, like, as me, it balances out. That's just my opinion, though.
he helped pay for everything. Like, he told me, if they ain't got it, don't worry about it for them. Like, he used to literally pick my kids up when I used to be stressed out and take them places. Like, he literally used to do so much for my kids. He used to buy them everything and do everything. He even helped me with their fucking birthday.
So tell us how you messed it up. Tell us that part. Tell us how you messed it up. That's the part you leaving out. Tell us how you messed it up. Because you're not telling us that part. How'd you mess it up?
So now all of a sudden, our daughter come, you don't got the same energy. You just wanted the baby so he could keep knowing me. Yeah. And it's so crazy because
the ego. He just wanted the baby so he could keep knowing you. Well, ma'am, if he wanted to continue being in your life, he'd still be with you. That's the other thing that's funny to me, when chicks be like, dude tried to get me pregnant just so he could always be in my life. If he wanted to always be in your life, he would always be in your life. Unless you just didn't want him there. But you just admitted that he was doing everything. So who broke up with who? See, we're missing pieces to the puzzle. I would need to know who broke up with who. Because if she broke up with him and he was doing everything, then you messed that up. Or if he broke up with you and he was doing everything, I would want to know, what did you do that made him not want to be with you no more?
If I get a boyfriend, a nigga go crazy. Like, he'll go crazy. Like, he'll crash out, lose his fucking mind. Like, he'll lose his fucking mind. Like, how the fuck? Like, I don't be liking that shit. He's a fucking narcissist. He's like a big ass.
Oh, he's a narcissist. I'm so mad they learned that word. I'm so mad they learned that word. It is amazing to me that every single woman that has an ex-boyfriend their ex-boyfriend is a narcissist. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. It's uncanny. It's uncanny.
Narcissist, bro, like, he'll crash out if he can't follow me on Instagram. Like, he be crashing out about stupid shit. Like, I don't be fucking with that. Like, he literally only wanted the baby so he can know me for the rest of my life. But, bitch, I'm over here fucking struggling. So now the daycare is sitting right here telling me, basically, if I don't got that $400 by Monday, my daughter can't go to school. And I told him that, and he's basically like, oh, well, find another job. Like, you can do it. The mamas always provide. You're a provider. It's gonna work out. You're gonna make a way through. Like, he be saying shit like that. Like, oh, you're the mom. Like, you're gonna figure it out.
You did something bad to that nigga. Ooh, you did something to that dude. For him to be talking like that, you did something to that dude. What did you do? Did you cheat on him? What did you do? Did you cheat on him? Did you smash the homie? You did something. You did something. There is something missing from this story. There's something missing from this story, bruh.
You gotta figure it out. Like, that's how he's talking to me. You have to figure it out. Like, what the fuck? Like, bitch, is this not our child? Is this not ours? Is this not the daughter that you wanted? Like, I'm sorry. Like, what?
Is it? That's the question. Is it? Is it his child? Did you take a paternity test? Is it? Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
What the fuck? So I'm really like, I'm up. It's 12 o'clock. Like, at night. I can't sleep because I'm already fucking stressed about the rent that I gotta pay Friday on top of $500 that I don't have. Y'all, I already pawned. I have 4 necklaces. I already pawned 2 chains. And
Nobody giving you no money for them cheap ass necklaces. My bad. Did I say that out loud? My bad, y'all. They look like nice necklaces.
a fucking pendant. I don't have it. Like, I don't want to keep pawning my jewelry, bro. Like, I just really want to be in a place where I can move. Like, I'm trying to move to somewhere cheaper, and I just don't have enough, like, that lump to move. Like, how the fuck I'm gonna save if I'm behind in debt every single fucking month? How the fuck am I gonna save if I have to pay for daycare and pay for rent, pay for lights, and pay for everything by my fucking self? I can't even save $5, y'all. I'm literally in the negative.
So let me say this. And y'all might not agree with me. This is an attractive woman. She's not an ugly woman. She doesn't even look like she's an overweight woman. She look like she's slim. She's young. She's attractive. Do you have any idea how crazy it is that we now live in a world where a woman can be attractive and have these type of problems? You know what that tells me? What it tells me is that you got something going on with your personality that repels men. You got something going on with your personality that makes men run for the damn hills. Because I don't think I've ever seen a woman that was attractive and pleasant to be around that couldn't come across a dude that was willing to take care of him. I don't think I've ever seen that. I do not think I've ever seen. I've seen plenty of women that were attractive that get on motherfuckers' nerves, And they be having all kinds of problems. And like, I've seen that. I bet you it's that mouth. I bet you. I bet you money.
Every single month. And people think, oh, like, Lex Livingstone lies.
In fact, I know it's her mouth because she's on a damn TikTok telling all her business. Telling all her business and telling her baby father's business.
Lex Livingstone lies. No, bitch. Lex is struggling. Lex is fucking struggling. Like, real deal struggling, bitch. Like, this shit's no joke. Like, I'm not... No, like, this shit's not a game. People be seeing me... Oh, pretty face, pretty.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I would
struggling.
I would have never guessed it. I would have never guessed you were struggling. I mean, after all, with that bonnet on your head, it looks like you're doing just fine.
Like, real deal struggling, bitch. Like, this shit's no joke. Like, I'm not. No, like, this shit's not a game. People be seeing me. Oh, pretty face, pretty. Bitch, that don't mean nothing. Pretty people struggle. What the fuck? I'm struggling.
Yeah. Pretty people struggle when they have ugly attitudes. Pretty people struggle when they have ugly attitudes, ugly mentalities, and ugly souls. And I know I'm not too far off the mark because you're supposed to be a young lady and you're sitting up here talking like a sailor. Every other word is a curse word.
Bitch, I make $20 an hour, and I'm four people. I'm $20 an hour, 4 people. You do the math. You tell me. Impossible. Like, and he just don't give a fuck. Like, just don't give a fuck if I lose my job. I work for the hospital, bro. Like,
of course you do. Of course you do.
Like, every point that I've got, it's literally been because of him.
Hey, I bet y'all she a CNA. How many of y'all want to bet she's probably a CNA? Any takers? We know she's not a nurse because a nurse would make more money than that. I bet you she's either a CNA or an orderly or something like that. Bet money on it.
Like, it's been because of him. Like, he'll literally be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to come get her. Don't get her. Oh, yeah, I'm going to come do this. Don't do this. Oh, she's sick at school. Can you pick her up, please? Like, if I have to clock out, I'm going to get a point. He'd be like, yeah, I'm on the way. 2 hours later, they called me. Dad never came and got her. So guess what? I have to come and get her. Point. Like, I literally have one more point until I'm fucking fired. One more point. That's it.
Ooh-wee. There's a leak in this old building. I got to move. Gots to be more careful.
I don't feel like you standing on business, nigga.
I don't got nothing else to say. I just wanted to vent because I'm fucking stressed. And, like, I don't know, I'm just fucking stressed. I'm just over it. Like, I'm just so fucking overwhelmed. Like, just so overwhelmed.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to follow you. I'm invested now. I wanna see how this soap opera is gonna play out. I got to see how this soap opera is gonna play out. Yes, indeed. Let me go to her page. Let me go to her page and see what. Let's go to the page. Wow.
Hey, how you?
We already got an update. I really appreciate everyone who sent me something. I really didn't expect that. First off, I didn't even expect the video to blow up so much. I love it's still nice people in this world, caring people, and it's also a lot of people who are in my what? In my shoes, kids, no kids. Thank you, everyone. ION. Is ION a word? I don't know about y'all. I don't know y'all, but I love y'all for that. Don't even understand. You're right. I don't even understand. I don't even understand what you said right there. But, you know, I'm telling you, there's a Strag Rescue Committee that exists out here in this world. There is a Strag Rescue Committee that exists out here in this world. And that rescue committee is always going to rescue them. Always. It never fails. It never fails. Matter of fact, this chick, she looks just like the chick that used to be on Country Wayne skits. See, you know what's amazing about this? They really don't get it. They really don't understand. Like, bruh, it is not cheap to raise children. It's not. Especially not in this day and age. It's not cheap to raise children. It's not cheap to maintain. It's not cheap to maintain a lifestyle if you don't have kids. Much less 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a game. It's not a game. Shout out to Mogul Mays. He said welfare doesn't fix any problem. It doesn't. Let's see. Shout out to James. He said, this is why I'm glad President Trump saved TikTok. Yeah, you and me both. You and me both. Okay, so we coming up on 3 hours, and we are still lacking on the support side. So I think we going to get up out of here. I think we going to get up out of here because we still lacking on the support side. There was a balloon pop show that I thought was pretty hilarious. I actually was going to do a review of that show. I thought about doing it on this show, but we barely got any support. We barely got any support, so I think I'm going to call it a night. I think I'm going to call it a night. But shout out to everybody that came through and supported the show. I really appreciate you guys. Shout out to Robert for being a sponsor of the show. Really appreciate that. Shout out to everybody that contributed, everybody that hit the like button, all of that good stuff. Make sure you guys go over and check out my book, available on Amazon. All you have to do is type The Angryman Standard in the search bar and it will come up. Also, if you want to check out the merchandise, all you have to do is go to shopBinoNation.com. Again, that's shopBinoNation.com. But other than that, I'm going to get up out of here, and I'm going to holler at you guys later. Deuces.
Spartans! What is your profession?